Hey, I'm Jenny, and I think you and I are a lot alike. Today, I want to share about my lessons that I've learned in life. Come follow me and let's be friends. All right, check it out. The other day in driver's ed class, it hit me that I was learning something that applied to the rest of my life. See, that day, we were finally at the point where we were going out on the road and we were going to start applying everything that we had learned to the classroom into real life. I was both excited and afraid of what was going on. I had so many visions of what I was going to be able to do while driving the car out in the world beyond my parents. When the instructor and I hit the road for the first time, it wasn't long until I had to tackle the essential driving skills when approaching another car in a two-lane highway. I held the steering wheel so tight that my knuckles turned white, and I began to concentrate only on the car coming at me. I wanted to be sure that it didn't hit me. The more I focused, the more I began to veer closer and closer to the line dividing the two of our lanes. Why was this happening? It was so hard to avoid that car. The more I concentrated on avoiding what I feared the most, the more it drew me in like a magnet. I squeezed that steering wheel tighter and tighter and concentrated harder and harder and veered closer and closer. My instructor waited till just the right time to tell me the way to avoid the oncoming car was to keep my focus on my lane and not the other car. Don't look at it because that will cause you to drive towards it. Look in your lane and stay in your lane. Wait, what? What did he just say? I took a deep breath and I shifted my focus. Instead of my goal being to avoid the oncoming car, it began to become staying in my own lane. I got back on track and I began to relax. I realized that the oncoming car just whizzed right past me at a safe distance, and I learned the lesson that driving and in life would be to stay in my lane forever. By shifting my focus, I was able to shift the biggest roadblocks that stood between me and success, which was confusion and misunderstanding about tasks. When I shifted my focus from my own lane, I realized that I failed to get everybody on the same page because I was worried about what somebody else was doing. This wasted time and effort, and it caused friction between myself and the others around me. It became increasingly clear that to have smooth transitions, finish my tasks, show true leadership skills, I needed to change my focus and stay in my own lane. The solution that I came up with was to enable everybody at home, at school, and in my peer group to focus on what his or her job was, and I needed to be secure in the knowledge that everybody else was handling all responsibilities that needed to get done. Getting there was harder than you would think. And sometimes I was sure mom and dad were going to drop the ball. But remember, the desired outcome to avoid that oncoming car was that I needed to stay in my lane. And that's what was safe for everybody to pass on the highway. The difference was in my focus and my goal. The difference is I needed to take a look at my life. What were my priorities? What were my desired outcomes? First, it was getting my license, and that is not going to happen if I get in a car crash. I have to prove to the world that I'm responsible and calm enough to make these rational decisions. And most of all, I want to be treated more like an adult, don't you? So, how do I get there? I need to determine my goals and what role everybody plays in the events throughout my day. For example, my little sister, she is such a drag. She does everything to annoy me. And let's be honest, I'm not always sure mom and dad are up to the task of making sure that she's not annoying me. So I take matters in my own hands and I begin yelling and screaming at her and causing a lot of chaos. But now that I reflect on it, that's not helping anybody. It's really mom and dad's job to make sure that she's doing what she needs to do. So I think in this part of my life, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the attention off myself and tell mom and dad what I need and how I need that to be accomplished. Maybe even come up with a hand signal, then trust they will do their job. And this is gonna be a challenge. I am gonna have a hard time, but by giving them this task, I can finally get ready and focus on me. So, how is it that I come to the perfect outcome? I can't do it by just looking straight ahead. What I have to do is concentrate on the end goal. I think about my goal and then I work backwards on how I'm going to get to that goal. So, if I'm working within fear, I'm going to work on avoiding that car. But if I work on progress, my focus is going to be to stay in my own lane. My end goal is to stay in my lane and make everybody proud of me. Next, I need to define what lane everybody should be in. It's important to think about what everybody's responsibilities is. It is certainly not my responsibility to hit that oncoming car, nor is it my responsibility to keep them in their lane. By realizing whose everybody's responsibilities are, then it's easy to make sure that we aren't straying out of our own lane, especially myself. If you think about it, when you look up, somebody's always there. When you look down, there's always somebody there. But if you look straight ahead, that's your lane. That's exactly where you belong. Make sure to keep your eyes focused on the prize right ahead of you and achieve your goals. Prove to everybody that you're successful and earn that independence. Sometimes we need help. We need help to avoid that crash. So we need to ask ourselves who can help us and who is going to help us where it's not going to cause drama and trouble. And if you need to call an ambulance for backup, do so. Call your parents, call your teachers, ask them to help you. When calling that ambulance, make sure that you're using I statements, not them statements. Make it about what you need, not what they need to do to make you be successful. That has helped me learn how to stay in my lane, and I know it'll help you achieve your goals and stay in your lane. Until next time, see you later.